Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello Leo, welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So once again, as always, thank you everybody who has subscribed to my channel. So I take this opportunity now to invite those of you who haven't subscribed to subscribe now or at the end of the video. So the other thing is too, just a reminder that these videos, the readings, the messages that come through with these readings are general. So they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, then check out maybe one of your other signs as well that I put out. So today is like, I do Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So tomorrow it's going to be, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. So and so on. So just check out in the description box below which day that I will be doing the other signs, okay? And you can go back and have a look at those. So the other thing is, where was I going with that? I've completely lost track of that. Anyhow, the other thing is, the other thing is that I've got these two things going on. The other thing is that what I was going to say is too that these reads, they are a forecast as well. So which is, is possibly why they may not be resonating with you right now. Okay, so and for some of you, it may be something that's happened in the recent past or the distant past, and it's maybe a reoccurring pattern for you or whatever. I don't know, but it could be something like that, and you could be in this right now, whatever the story that is that comes up through the cards today. So the other thing is, so check out one of your other signs. So this, like I said before, so if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it and will work it out for you. And this is for Leo. Okay, this reading is for Leo. So Leo, maybe in your chart, it could be your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign in your chart. So check that out as well. So yeah, check it out, and that's what I mean about checking out your other signs. Sorry, there's a little bit of distraction. There's a lot going on at the moment. Now I just noticed the dogs. It was all quiet before, so I don't know. There's something going on, a little bit of interference there going on, and I just noticed I'm going all over the place as well with this intro, which is, but that's usually, for me, it's about, distractions in the sense that spirit are distracting me. Things are coming up left, right, and center, and everybody wants to have their say. And that's coming through now. So there could be something like that that's going on for some of you, which is like making you a little bit distracted, where you're feeling like you might have to run over things again. Or I'm just feeling too, and when you're doing something, it may be like there is, you're getting lots of ideas and thoughts that are coming in, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. So even though I have my little script and just notes that I have to make sure that I cover what I want to cover, sometimes I can go a little bit off track, and then I'm meant to, depending on what the energy is like. So I just feel some of you may be really super beating yourself up about that. So while there is a level of professionalism, there's also a level of naturalism as well, where there is the realism of things as well, that which comes in, and it's just not. And I just feel like some of you may be like trying to be or wanting to be super perfect with something, and it's not when you're getting like really rattled about it. So. And also it may be super perfect as wanting to like do this, an organization and bringing things together. However, they're just saying, just relax and chill out, because the more you do that, the worse it's going to get. Okay. So anyway, I just stopped right there and then. So today I'm going to be using the Tarot Voyager, the Voyager Tarot deck, and also the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so those two are what I'm using today, and possibly, we'll see how we're going. So the spread that I'm going to be doing today is a little bit different than what I usually do. So which is something, as the energy is changing, and you will find it for yourself as well, that there are different people, different things coming into your life, or people moving out of your life, and as well, it's like, because things don't like the way that they are, or this or that. Oh gosh, what was that? something doesn't resonate with you about them, and that sort of thing. So, or where you're going, and it may not be forever. It's just like a transitional period. So it's like where sometimes you may be feeling, oh, I don't feel like going there, and because of this and that, and it's because you may be feeling tired, and then maybe you're finding an excuse, and blah 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 blah. This is about honoring yourself, but it's also making, you know, in your choice, in your choices, and honoring yourself. If you choose not to go, then you choose not to go. And often what I'm hearing is some of you can maybe think you give up and make it lots of you know, feel like you have to come up with a valid excuse why not to, and it's like why you're not going, and it could be just simply, you know what, I'm tired, and you've had a big week and I'm tired, and it doesn't matter what other people think, you know. So sometimes we can go in our head. So I'm just hearing there's maybe a story that's going in your head, because the interesting thing is the Queen of Swords has come up first of all. And so the spread that I'm doing today, or that Spirit and I are doing today, and my spiritual team and I are doing today, so I just went to get that right. There's a lot of things, see, this is about getting that right. So I'm feeling I'm in your energy. Of course I am, Leo, because I'm doing your reading. So it's like there is, you know, like, and making sure everybody's okay. There's that sort of energy. So anyway, so I'm doing a spread today or this week is mind, body, spirit, and soul. So we're going to take a look in there and see what comes up for you. And you may be, you know, you may or may not be able to identify it, like I said, with it, and that's okay. So, you know, it's not this, like, these reads are general, so we'll just see what happens. So first of all, the Queen of Swords comes out with the mind. Okay, she's the first card out. So there's obviously something that's been going on around in your mind with the Queen of Swords. Now she's in reverse when she came out, and I was going to turn it around, but I feel like I had to leave it there first because it did come out like that. So I like to read it because there's a reason why. For me, I don't pull the cards out, as you noticed. If you're a regular, I let them flip out, fall out, or if they really stick out, then I will like take those ones. Very rarely will I take it from the middle of the pack or whatever. So anyway, the Queen of Swords has come out in reverse. So so there may be a little bit of something going on with you where you are finding it really difficult to comprehend something that's going on with your life, and that's connected to something that's was going on in your life in the past. For some of you, it may be like there's a repetitive cycle going on. It's like, why am I doing this, going through this again? For some of you, I feel like you haven't let go of something that, you know, like consciously let go, and that you know that is there, but you're just too much caught in your head about it because you're not, you know, there's an emotional connection to it, but you're thinking about it more often than not, about that's come up, and it's maybe comes up every now and then, but some of you, I feel like you just haven't let something go. So this is about you switching, you know, your mindset around about a particular way of doing things, having things, or having had things in the past, and how it came about to how you've not been able to have it any longer, or whatever. So you may be seeing something different with this, and that's fine. So that's cool if it resonates with you and a bit slightly different. Like I say, just go with that. So anyway, I'm going to turn her around because this is about you coming into your cutting through all the stuff that serves you no purpose for your highest good, and asking the question is, why do I keep thinking about that? What is it that you're holding on to? There's something that you're holding on to, some of you, and you know, we can get in our heads, but the Queen of Swords, she's, you know, she's processes, she does all these things, she communicates well, she's making decisions, she's asserting her power, and we can only do that if we like communicate, you know, and making decisions is the biggest thing. Is if we don't make a decision, we end up going in our head and we create this ginormous story and expand it right out, and it's not even what it is, you know, how it could be or how it might be, and blah 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 blah. So it's kind of like I'm going, you know, so there's the blah 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 that I'm actually really drawn to, so it is actually nonsensical. So it's like something about you shifting, moving through something. So you may have actually figured that out already, and know what Spirit are talking about. And some of you maybe know what Spirit are talking about. And it could be to do with a relationship, but I'm hearing for some of you, maybe a romantic one, but not necessarily, because I'm hearing another group of you is about something that went on within the family. And it may have been created through the death of somebody else, and like what am I hearing? Like a trust or a family trust or something like that, where something, you know, was not handed over as it should have been or as it could have been, and it's not made it. There's something about not a smooth transaction, but there's something also about, you know, something about somebody not being well. And there's a few things going on there with some of it, but it's whatever it is for you. Some of it is to do around finances, but I don't feel like that's moving forward with a job, career, finances, and or business. So maybe you're trying to get your head around, some of you are trying to get your head around how that transition is going to look, where do I fit in with it, and that sort of thing. So this is so the Queen of Swords comes in and she's asking you and helping you to get on top of your feeling, your thinking around things. Okay, so I'm hearing the key word here is communication, communicating what you are wanting to, so you can understand with, you know, about what is happening. With certain people, and asking questions, but it's about communicating. It's keeping like an open mind as well, and you know, and bringing. There's something about there's a certain amount of level where some of you are bringing something is coming up from the subconscious into the conscious too. That you've maybe not considered before, and this is like maybe now all coming up. So it's kind of like throwing you up around, you know, tipped you upside down in a way as to how that could be or how that could have come about. So, which is why this card could be, you know, for some of you is why this card is in reverse. So it's maybe, and so you're going to have to turn your thinking around and opening it and expanding your thinking about what was going on or what happened or blah blah blah, and with something or what is happening or what is going to happen. Okay, cool. But she's in her power, the Queen of Swords, so she's asserting her power. She's you know, cut through. She's cut through all the bullshit and stuff like that, and the, you know, the attitudes and the beliefs and things like. She's working on that, shifting into that, you know, very clever with the mind stuff, very intellectual, but and there's a double-edged sword with balance and with her though. So if you look at the sword, so there's, you know, there's two ways of seeing things or doing things in a sense with her, or with this, you know, with the swords in general. But I feel like there's something about making some decisions as well to relieve it. So she can make decisions. It's like, and take responsibility for it. It's okay. So then we come into the physical level. See how this all pans out once I get this, get them all out. So this is on the spiritual, the mind. So what's going on in the mind? Interesting. Swords, mind. How convenient. You know, how amazing. Then we have the Devil card here. So the Devil, so there's something, the Devil, the Knight of Pentacles, and this in reverse, so we have the Three of Pentacles. So it's interesting. So I'll just go with the Devil. So there's something that's holding you back from moving on, which is you. So it's like unshackling the chains that, you know, that hold you from moving on. So there's, maybe you're in two minds of doing something, and there's something that's you've just not been. This is that little devil side of you or person, you know, having that on the shoulder, on your shoulder, that's saying, no, don't go this way, or, you know, and then flips over to that side, no, you go that way, da 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 da. So there's something about some sort of balance. Is what I'm hearing there is the thoughts that are coming into your mind, but also that are going out. They're not they're not the same as, you know, what you're feeling inside is not what you're expressing, basically, and outwardly. So it's like you're holding back on something that you're not, you know, so it's time to let that out, whatever it is, to speak your truth, and, you know, communicate, because that's what I say, that key word there is communication about something. And of course you're going to do that with love, peace, harmony and joy, excitement, adventure, as much as possible. But there's something that for you personally, it's like you're holding off on something. And it may be, you may be in a vulnerable situation, because if when you look at these pictures, they're naked, they're in their birthday suits. So there's that sense of, nakedness but newness that's coming through from that, but also vulnerability because of the nakedness is what I'm more, and that you're seeing something, it's in its fullest, truth, and that of what it looks like, what it feels like, blah, blah, blah. But there's something about, unshackling yourself. The Knight of Pentacles comes through, because there's something and it may be something to do with you moving into, like I say, because the Pentacles is generally about, career, financial wealth and work, material positions and things like that, and finances. So there's something maybe you're holding off on that you're wanting to create, shape, transform and grow, which talks to me about like, either a new business, or you're seeing somebody that is, or helping somebody to move into a business, but there's something moving. It's like some, the fields have been toiled, and there's something that's been started. It's before it was an idea, now there's some actual physical movement in that. So that's like, and maybe you're holding off, or you're not expressing the whole truth about something, or something that to get this project moving on a little bit further. But something has already started. So it's like, this is about you breaking free of maybe some, I'm hearing some limiting beliefs about finances and money and yourself, and how you work with money, your relationship with money, and with businesses, and taking that next step. But remember, there's the Queen there. You're very clever. There's a lot of, tactical, mindful, intellect in there, where you're very clever, and you're able to move through that. It's just you've put up a hurdle. So then we have the Three of Pentacles in there too, so you can physically move forward, but it's in reverse. So there's something about you maybe for some reason not as resisting moving forward, taking the next step forward, because this talks about the end of the first phase. And there may have been like 3 steps, or there's 3 people involved in some way, or there's a triad triad in their group of people, but there's 3 steps that have been made, or can be made, but you've not maybe either not seen it, or you're resisting it, seeing the truth of it, but something is moving. So it's like, so this is clearly about you. Allowing yourself to be free, yourself to put yourself out there, to keep moving, to trust in yourself, trust in your ability, and have faith in you, and have faith in the universe. But it's about taking action with something as well. So we've got to take action with something. It's not going to happen. So that's where the physical stuff. See what's coming up for the spirit on the spiritual note of things, side of things. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. So we have, there's, okay, that's good, because spiritually there's a sense of, something, whatever's been going on there that's kind of been holding you back, or you've been holding yourself back, or that's been holding you back as well, or holding up the process. There's something, there's a move away from strife. Okay, there's some sort of, there may have been a lot of stress that's been going on around you with certain things, and it's a lot of worry, a lot of concern, which is fair enough, but there's something about, still continuing on with whatever it is, and not letting whatever it is, get in the way, because there's some sort of movement that's it's for the greater good of one and all that you do this, but there's something about moving away from strife. So with this on a spiritual level, so it's like you start to see that, and feel that. It's spiritually, it's like, there's a connection there with you. It's like, okay, I get the sense that things are starting to come right now, and things are starting to feel a lot better, more like things are going to go a little bit more smoothly. and then we have the Lovers. So there's that card. It was in kind of a reverse, but I didn't see it. But I'm going to put it there now, but I'm going to turn it around. So there's something about the Lovers. So if maybe this is for some of you, it's about loving yourself more. You may have gone into this funny little space where you've not, shown much love to yourself. So lovingly. The other side of that is there may be some resistance with some of you with somebody new coming into your life, with this being the Lovers as well, and it's maybe you've been waiting to sort some things out before this person comes into your life, or you say yes to a marriage proposal in some way, I'm hearing, or just getting yes to or yes to entering into a relationship with somebody in a romantic way. For some of you, I feel like there's a rekindling, and maybe with everything going on, a rekindling of romanticism within a relationship that you're already in. And something has like shifted and turned around. So there's that 5 and the 6 in this on there that I noticed in the Roman numerals for the major arcana. So there's something is moving from out of a space. Okay, cool. So the first row is generally about, the recent past and moving into the now. And then we're going into, mind, body, spirit. Is to kind of, depending on where you are with the story, how the story is unfolding for you, is into like more so into the now, but moving forward into the future. Okay, so there we have the 3 of Swords. Oh. So there may be a bit of disappointment, that's coming up, or you may have seen it, or if it's like coming up or now, with something or someone. There's generally with this card, there's probably 3 people involved, or something about 3 being involved with it. So there may be a little bit of disappointment that is coming up, or is here right now for you. So in the Swords, but it's like, don't get over, because it's interesting because the Swords are there, come in with the mind. So it's like, don't let that, and it may be like a disheartening for you, but this is, and it may be like, it's for some of you, it is to do with you. For some of you, it is to do with you in the sense that something has happened to somebody else and it triggers something in you. So it's not allowing yourself to get emotionally attached with somebody else's stuff, but it has come up for you to address for yourself, okay? But it's not yours, or not what I'm hearing, okay? Not for all of you anyway. But there is some sort of heartenment that's come up, and disappointment, okay? So it's interesting that in this one they have the head, the Swords above the head, the heart and the solar plexus. So, which is where, we in our head, it's like, yes, there's a lot in our mind going on. In the heart, it's got something to do with it hits you, like that heartfelt disappointedness or disheartening, whatever it is disheartening for you. But also in the solar plexus where we feel our emotions. So it's kind of like, yeah. But okay, where they go. Okay, we'll see what here's. So the Page of Cups. So there's some sort of resistance there, or maybe turning something around where you're not allowing yourself. There's an emotion moving into something new emotionally, within the physical way. So it's like, so maybe you would like, because the Page brings through newness as well. So the newness, because there's the 10 before the Page of Cups, right? So the Page of Cups and the 10 is about transitioning into something new. And, like 9 is a completion of a cycle for me. That's how I read it. And then the transition. But then the Page comes in with something new, a new way of, being, doing, seeing, feeling, dealing with something and feeling about something. So this is an emotional card, so there may be something that, with your feelings, emotions, it could be even your creativity. But generally, this is about our relations. The Cups is around our relationships with ourselves, in our emotional connection with ourselves and with others. So there could be something within this disheartenment where you're maybe finding it a little bit tricky to emotionally connect with or deal with yourself. And then because the rest of these cards are in reverse as well. So the next card is the 9 of Pentacles. So it's like the 9 of Pentacles is like there is a completion to the end of a cycle, coming to the end of a cycle, which could be financially. It could be an idea where it's like, something is finally taking flight or moving into it. But it's maybe you're not, because of whatever's going on with these emotionally for you, there's something that you're not seeing or not allowing to come to an end so you can move into this place. It's maybe I'm feeling something about you. Maybe it might be hard for you to let go of a job, something that you were really happy at doing, and you may have been made redundant, or you may be just feeling sad because it's like, you loved or you enjoyed working where you were. Or it could be that, something didn't pan out. It could be a business or a business thought or an idea that didn't pan out, but it's about moving on. But this talks about success with the 9. So something is moving through. So it's like, this is about you letting go of it. It's not going to happen if you don't let that go. And then there's the 7 of swords, or wands rather, which is in reverse as well. So there's a little bit of, there's creating some boundaries, and maybe you're having a little bit of trouble creating boundaries physically with your emotions. So, but although it's kind of moving, there's a little bit of struggle and frustration, a little bit of there's something about like, because this is at the top of the cliff, and it's like looking at, creating some boundaries. That I'm kind of feeling and sensing a little bit of deceiving there, or something is not kind of feeling right. Maybe you feel like you've been deceived. Or being deceived, or it's not you, or you're deceiving yourself in that sense. That maybe, because I'm just hearing some of you are maybe overthinking it, getting too emotionally caught up in your emotions from something that's happened there, and overthinking it. And then we have like the 10 of Swords here, which is in reverse as well. So I'm going to turn them all up the right way. So there's something that you maybe not seeing quite clearly, but the 10 is, the end of a cycle. It's moving you're transitioning into something. So there may be, some sort of resistance where you're not seeing it. You're just not letting it go. And it's kind of like you're holding up the works for yourself, mate. But on saying that, there's a process that's going on, and there is something moving. So whether it's like, and it's just like, I feel like, physically it's physically getting and going and doing it, but it's like your head or your mind gets in the way, and then physically it's now you're making a decision, because there's swords there, there's pentacles, there's the whole lot, there's all suits. So this is about, one of each suit there. So this is about you moving, shifting. So where are we going spiritually wise with this? Because the 10 of Swords talks about whatever is being, is in your mind. You've figured it out, you sorted it out, but it's like it's come to an end. It's like it's dead and gone, buried, as per se. And there's the shadow side is up there. There's light on the ground. It's just, this is all in the past. It's about letting something about in the past go, shifting it. Because here is this beautiful one. Here is the Four of Wands. So there's something, a celebration that's going on, and I feel like you obviously come out looking at things in a different way. There's some sort of shift with you spiritually, in a way where you're shifting, like, and there's a celebration there, and this is about of achievements, but also for yourself, but in moving through something. So I'm just seeing from you achieving like whatever it is, a process that you've been working through, but it's definitely a celebration with the wands. And it's like, I'm seeing a lot of passion. It's something comes around where it shifts, where you shift into this space. What I'm hearing is passion, but something or someone comes through with something. But I feel like that someone is you. That something is you. It's like there's just taking some time to process whatever it is. So because that's shifted around. Working on a soul level, the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's beautiful. So there's a new beginning in the way that you're feeling, seeing things, and intuitively you may be more opening up to things as well, because this is you, the celebrating you with this wands here, energy there. But there's you, there's a little bit of deceiving. Maybe you're deceiving yourself in a way, not honoring yourself, and honoring yourself in the sense, allowing your passion to be out there in your imagination and your spirituality, connecting with yourself, and motivation or momentum. It's like you've put yourself on hold for something else or someone else in a way, until it's something is moving. It's like you figure it out because there's a celebration here. It's like something, in a spiritual way, but in which is all encompassing really. When we get those epiphanies, definitely moving. And then the Ace of Cups, which takes you into this new a different way of feeling, with whatever your emotions are shifted, and your intuition is maybe picking up a little bit more in your creativity. But it's definitely to do around relationships and an emotional connection with yourself and or someone or someone's else. It's like, yes, so cool. I don't think I have anything else to say to that. Okay. And coming on a soul level, it's like, I feel like, we know we got to do stuff and let go of stuff, and we've sensed that we've, there is something coming, but we've just got to go through that, through those motions and process it. And if we don't address it and step up to our game and the plate for us, it's kind of really hard for things to move. And I do feel like things are moving along in a way, but there's just this emotional stuff where it's kind of holding you off or holding you back, but you're going in your head, and it's like it's for some of you more so than others. But see, you're in control of what you're thinking, doing, being, giving, having. Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit goes, there's a time of going within, basically within this journey that you're going on or you've been in. And that's what the Hermit is about, and like pulling things out, looking at them, addressing them, feeling into that emotion, not allowing ourselves to get distracted by it. So it's like you're feeling really like going that little bit deeper, and looking at things from another perspective. There's that sort of thing. So you may find yourself, or you may be find yourself retreating from certain places, people, events, and blah blah blah, and just in general, not just being like choosing different ones, but that too, but in general you may find yourself pulling yourself back just to be in this space of tranquility or serenity, peace and calm while you process whatever is going on with you, because this is really, some of it is really quite deep. Then we have the Five of Crystals. So there's something, that may bring up some things that, are not going to be very, you're going to, negativity, for the lack of a better word, that may either come up with that going in that Hermit, that is needing to be addressed. And it's something that's around in here. There may be a bit of negativity that you're seeing or experiencing, that's been coming up, and it's like it's time for you now to address whatever it is that's going on, which could have stemmed from the past, the way distant past. And there could be like a cycle that's going on that you're like, okay, and it's come up again. And then balance, here. So this is like with the Temperance, she is balanced. So she brings a lot of balance, that energy of balance around, sharing, cooperation with others, with yourselves, and so on. Okay. Phew. So I wouldn't be surprised if this will be playing out within the next fortnight for some of yous. Some of yous it will be within in around about a week. So I'm going to leave it there for you now, Leo. So with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure. And prosperity and abundance from myself and also my amazing spiritual team with guides and helpers that work with me and alongside me. So yeah, cool. So yeah, let me know how you get on with that one. That'd be really interesting. So just remember to subscribe to my channel. And if you're wanting to book a healing or a reading, just, contact me with my details are in the description box below, and we can help you to shift through some of this stuff maybe. If you're into that and can pinpoint some things for you, whether through a healing or a reading or a healing/reading. So I am available on Zoom or FaceTime or Facebook Messenger if you need to do one online because you live away from me or overseas, that sort of thing. So there's many ways in which we can connect. Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave it there with you now. Bye for now. Namaste. See you in a fortnight, possibly next week.